Ladies and gentlemen, we are at that time of year when things start to go wild with rumors, leaks, and information about the new Call of Duty game. And that's exactly what we're talking about, because yesterday, things started to get interesting. So where is this coming from, and why am I making this video? Well, there's one major thing that this stems off of. A couple of days ago, David Vonderhaar, as we know, one of the major studio heads for Treyarch, changed his Twitter profile a little bit, and his background image on his Twitter is completely blacked out. Now, I'm looking at it in night mode here. Normally, this picture is supposed to be fully black. Now, this is something that we saw with Treyarch previously in Black Ops 4. Whenever they had a big announcement, the Treyarch Twitter, David Vonderhaar's Twitter, Dan Bunting's Twitter would get blacked out. Their profile image and background would both disappear, and then a couple of days later, we would get a big announcement about the next game. This kind of goes with the whole Black Ops theme, blacking out unnecessary information. Well, this could technically just be a coincidence that he is blacking out his Twitter background, but it's not. There's a lot more here. Because as it turns out, David Vonderhaar isn't the only person at Treyarch doing this. We also have Dan Bunting, who is one of the studio heads at Treyarch. We have Mark Lamia, who is the chairman of Treyarch. Once again, blacked out background. We have Brian Toohey, who is the audio director at Treyarch. Also blacked out background. And finally, Ben Berkman, who's the executive producer at Treyarch. Again, a blacked out background. Every single one of them, pretty much every studio head at Treyarch has the blacked out background on their Twitter. The question is why? And at this point, we don't really know. Is there an announcement coming soon? That is possible. Is there something that we're missing here? I don't know. All of them still have their profile pictures there. Just all of them, every single one of them has the blacked out background. And at the time of making this video, it is still exactly that way. And as I mentioned with previous Black Ops games, this is something that they did to promote that something was coming soon. So we might be very close or right around the corner from a big Black Ops 5, Black Ops Vietnam, Call of Duty Vietnam announcement. But what this does tell me is that this is somehow going to be intertwined with the Black Ops series, which is some of the rumors that we've already heard about Call of Duty 2020. So for the rest of this video, what we're going to be doing is going over all of the information we know so far about Call of Duty 2020. And we're also going to be talking about when is it possible that we actually get a reveal for this game. So the rumors actually started about a year ago. On May 18th last year, Jason Schreier, who's a writer for Kotaku, put out an article discussing the next Call of Duty game and putting out the fact that it wasn't going to be Sledgehammer or Raven making the next Call of Duty game, but rather the torch was being passed once again to Treyarch to make the next Call of Duty game, which would shorten the regular 3-year cycle to a 2-year cycle, making them be put for the next Call of Duty game under an even bigger crunch. Now, we also found out through this article that at the time, Sledgehammer Games was working on a Vietnam-era Call of Duty game. We don't know the name of that game, we don't know how much detail was in it, we don't know how complete it was, but we know that that's what they were working on. But because of some internal problems between Raven and Sledgehammer, Activision decided to stop giving them the job and switch it over to Treyarch. Now, we also learned from this that it wasn't just going to be Treyarch working on this Call of Duty game. Sledgehammer and Raven were then recruited to work under the banner of Treyarch to produce this next Call of Duty game. At the time, it was rumored that the next Call of Duty game would take Sledgehammer's already existing campaign from the Vietnam era and transform it into a Treyarch Call of Duty game. So after this, we just kind of went radio silent for almost a full year about this game. We didn't hear anything. There was rumors that it was Black Ops 5, but a lot of other people saying that wasn't actually the case. And then about a month ago, a rumor popped up saying that it was going to be a Black Ops reboot, similar to what Modern Warfare did this year. But a couple of weeks ago, Jason Schreier once again came out of the woodwork to kind of respond to some of these rumors. Elongated Muskrat asked, would you happen to know any information about this year's Call of Duty title? It's leaked to be Black Ops Reboot, but I'm just curious as to what you've heard. He simply responded saying, I don't think it's a reboot. After this, someone else asked, do you think/know if it's going to be a part of the Black Ops series then? He responded by saying, I'm not a COD person, so I don't know anything about the lore shenanigans or what it really means to be a Black Ops game. But one title I've heard thrown around a couple of times is just COD Vietnam. As far as I know, it's a part of the Black Ops series though. Not sure. So this kind of makes sense because as we know, pretty much every title Treyarch has actually worked on is a part of the Black Ops franchise. Even Call of Duty World at War, which isn't labeled Black Ops whatsoever, one of the main characters is Reznov and directly ties into the Black Ops storyline. So even if this is titled COD Vietnam, not Black Ops Vietnam, I would thoroughly expect it to still be linked to the Black Ops universe without any doubt. I also made a completely separate video, which I'll link down in the description, that talks about the title of Black Ops Vietnam and how that could actually work into the exact story of Call of Duty Black Ops, with the main characters being Mason and Frank Woods. And then the final question that Jason Schreier was asked on Twitter, he said, what do you think then? Vietnam title? And he said, yeah, Cold War / Vietnam, I believe, which completely matches up with everything we just talked about. So basically what we're getting from this is there's going to be a Call of Duty game that is coming out that is developed by Treyarch and helped out by Sledgehammer and Raven. On top of this game is going to be based in the Cold War and Vietnam era, and on top of that, be tied in with the entire Black Ops series. Now, whether that means it's going to be the same characters with Frank Woods and Alex Mason, we don't know. But it could also be other characters with some cameos from those favorite characters that we know, like Woods and Mason. We don't know that at this point. We have to wait to see. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, when is this reveal actually going to take place? Now, here's where things get interesting, because Treyarch likes to reveal their games a lot earlier than Infinity Ward does. In fact, if we look back through the past, Black Ops 1 was revealed on May 18th, 2010. Black Ops 2, May 1st, 2012. Black Ops 3, April 27th, 2015, and finally, Black Ops 4 was revealed on March 8th, 2018, with the full reveal where they actually showed gameplay, that being on May 17th, 2018. So the point I'm getting at here is that Treyarch likes to reveal their games a lot earlier, and normally by this point we have seen what their next game is going to be. Not always do we get gameplay, but we generally know what it's going to be, the title, and a general idea of when it is actually going to take place. Now, this year, we haven't seen anything. Now, there are a couple of reasons for that. First of all, coronavirus is putting a pause to a lot of things, so it might also push the development of this game off as well. We don't know that at this point. That is just pure speculation. The second thing is, as we talked about, this year Treyarch has had less time to actually make the game, which means their reveal might actually be a bit later. But we can actually look at a couple of other things to kind of limit down when this reveal can actually take place. And for that, we need to look at a calendar. So you got to start this by assuming that we're going to get some sort of reveal in the next 2 months, either May or June. But we can limit it down a lot more than just all of these dates that you're seeing on screen here, because we know on June the 2nd, that is when Season 4 for Modern Warfare starts. And they're not going to put out a big reveal at the same time as a big event in their current Call of Duty game. That's just not how Activision works. So we can limit off that week and assume that the reveal is not that week. But also from the past, we know that for a week before and a week after a big event, they like to promote that big event. They won't want to reveal a brand new game, taking any attention away from that. So we can also limit down that week before and the week after. I doubt the reveal will happen in any of this red time that you're seeing on the calendar. So this leaves us with 1 week in May and 2 weeks in June where this reveal can actually happen. Now we can add more information to this calendar. On May 18th, that is the 10-year anniversary of Black Ops 1. It would almost make sense for them to reveal a game that day. So this is our first prospect, May 18th. Now if we go back and look at the previous image that we saw before, Black Ops 1 was revealed on a Tuesday, Black Ops 2 was revealed on a Tuesday, Black Ops 3 was revealed on a Monday, and Black Ops 4 was revealed on a Thursday. Now, the only notable trend you can see in this is pretty much nothing, but if you have a look back at Black Ops 4, Treyarch liked to reveal things on 2 days of the week, either Mondays or Thursdays. Their massive reveals were on Thursdays, and smaller reveals like season reveals were on Monday. So I think that leaves us with a reveal for Black Ops 5 or whatever this year's game is on either a Monday or Thursday. And that leaves us with these days left on the calendar. So no, I know it's not giving you an exact date, but it greatly limits down the potential of when we can actually get this reveal. It should be happening soon. Whether or not it's going to happen in May with everything that's going on in the world right now, I'm not sure, but I'm excited to see what actually happens. But I'm glad I could kind of combine all this information into one video. I'm really hoping that either next Monday or next Thursday we get some sort of reveal teaser, something along those lines. And you know, if we do, I will be bringing it to you guys as soon as possible. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. It's the best way to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty. Also, if you enjoyed this video, it is always appreciated if you hit that like button. And as always, let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, peace out.
We are